welcome to another video. This time you join us on our hunt for 7 tunnels of the Severn and Wye Railway.
So we had planned a weekend away to do every disused station video, and in researching that video, every time we looked at an old map or even the rail map online, we found tunnel. And so we thought, well, do you know what, let's make another video and see how many of those tunnels we could find. We highlighted during our research around about 7 tunnels that we thought would fit in with the prior video. So whilst we're aware there are more tunnels in the area, these tunnels that we're going to highlight today and look at today in this video are ones that are kind of en route, shall we say. So we've highlighted 7, and this is a story of us trying to find them.
So we both went for wellies today.
We both wore wellies, this is good news. Severn Bridge Tunnel made it to the entrance. It looks absolutely magnificent. Very wide, very straight. Double track obviously. Wow, very grand. Loads of old tyres at the start. Now, we do want to quickly highlight at this point, we still haven't got to grips with filming in a tunnel. Right, so we bought ourselves a very powerful torch. We had a couple of other torches as well on standby. We had Rebecca's new GoPro. We had this camera. So we thought we can't possibly go wrong.
Except we started using the torch in the wrong direction for the camera.
Yes, and
mainly.
Yeah. And because the tunnel's extremely straight, I think it's supposed to be nearly exactly straight, there was obviously a light at the end of the tunnel. And the problem with the light at the end of the tunnel is this camera that you're looking through now, this camera wanted to pick up on that light. So every time I every time I moved the camera towards the light, essentially it went out of focus, back in focus, out of focus. So stick with the video, please don't go away. Switch the torch on as well, help Rebecca do the filming, which you're probably watching now. Wow. So this is the start of the Severn Bridge Tunnel. Some very old farming equipment, some 1,000-litre tote tanks. Very peaceful. See something glimmering on the floor up ahead. Right, just stop a second. Right, interestingly, oh, there is one. I was going to say there's no recesses that I've seen, but we've not been looking. We're probably, I'm going to say 100, 120 yards in.
Hi!
That was cool. So that was the first tunnel, and is the only tunnel from today, which is Friday, which is a bit weird. You got a low battery. This is being filmed from a GoPro Hero 7, which is great because it has amazingly smooth images and is going to improve the quality of our videos. However, unsure about number 1, the sound, unsure about number 2, more importantly, battery life. We had a 2-hour journey to get to here in a car, and we're filming like 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, a minute there, time lapse there.
But it was kept on the whole time.
Yeah, but we weren't filming the whole time, and the battery was on, went to 100 to 40%. in that period of time.
Yep.
I think because the battery we're using now maybe is not genuine.
No.
Anyway, sorry, we're waffling back to
Yes,
Heroes and all that. That was the first tunnel, which is a Severn Bridge tunnel. We snuck into it, which is great, beautiful, lovely, and what a great area. Yeah. Let's roll.
Let's go. Now, tunnel number 2. We never thought we would find this one.
Yeah, okay, so when we were looking at the line between Parkend and Colford, which is the Colford branch, we were looking at, again, a very old map, and on one of the curves we saw a section which said tunnel, and it was only a very small section. It didn't look like it was in line with the actual railway or the road, so we assumed that by this point in time, 130 years on since those maps, it would be gone and have disappeared. So you join us as we're driving on the road which goes between Parkend and Colford alongside the old railway. I'm sure on the old map, and I'll do some overlay at some point, there's a tunnel that goes underneath something, because that's what tunnels do.
Yeah.
If only there was if there was a parking place or something, we could walk to it. Here, right here, there's a tunnel somewhere, or used to be a tunnel. The railway's up there, so whether it's something that went under the railway, I don't know. It'd be good to walk up that bit. There it is, up there. Oh yeah. Right, we gotta get there.
No pressure, everybody. No pressure.
Oh wow, Rebecca.
It's on Sunday's list, isn't
So we've
it?
got a bit of time. Right, so basically that tunnel was down here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Up there. Right, tunnel's right below us. That's the entrance. Just down there you can see the edge of it. And according to the old 1885 map, or the 1880s, 1900s map, it was only a short tunnel, very short tunnel. Hence why it caught our attention. Right, so we're trying to learn as we go along. We've done no research, or we couldn't find much on this tunnel itself. That's why we can't really tell you what it is, and we're kind of surmising the whole way along. But it's there, that's the entrance to it. This is Rebecca filming me, filming you, filming me, filming you.
I think we were just both filming.
Both filming.
Each other filming.
Okay. Right. There's a tunnel. And it's probably 50 yards, not even 50 yards, probably 40 yards long. It's on a curve.
Move it up a bit so you can see the top as well.
Yeah, it's just there, so it's on a curve.
It's not massive.
And it comes out, curved obviously, facing that way, across the valley. The line there faces that way, out of the tunnel. So if you were to come straight out of the tunnel, you'd go that way. So that tells me that this really was an old track, horse and cart track. Right, so we shall see you tomorrow for a few more tunnels. Excellent success today. 2 out of 2 attempted, 100%. Yes. Saturday morning saw us head from the hotel where we were staying in Monmouth to our first stop, which was Lidbrook Junction. Along the way, we knew we had at least one tunnel to look at, which was Symonds Yat tunnel. So we headed straight up to Symonds Yat. And you join us as we are in search of the northern entrance. We parked right at the top of the hill and had to walk all the way down. We were aware that the southern entrance was now on private land, so we thought the northern entrance would be our best bet to have a look at. So that view down there is exactly where we need to be. That's where the tunnel entrance is, Symonds Yat tunnel entrance.
after authorisation for the Ross and Monmouth Railway in 1865, this tunnel is 433 yards on a radius of 14 chains.
So the big question here is why the cables? The tunnel is privately owned, aside the section directly below the road, which is maintained by the Highways Agency. Okay, so we've just been back from Symonds Yat tunnel, and we've just climbed up the Moseley hill from the bottom of Symonds Yat to the top of Symonds Yat, and we're
Well, that's an understatement.
properly knackered. Anyway, so yeah, this is, even in the winter, this is a beautiful place, and we have a it's not a friend, but a very good friend's brother-in-law who the family scattered his ashes here, I think on a bridge into the river, which is lovely because he was an incredibly likeable bloke, and yeah, I wanted to mention him because he is a bit of a gem, and he was instrumental in orchestrating my proposal to you, was he not? And you know, recently learned that he was his ashes were scattered here. We thought it would be lovely to mention him in one of our videos and pay a little tribute, because even in the winter time, like now, this is a really beautiful place. So yeah, it's wanted to mention him because he was a bit of a gem. So we made it up to Lidbrook Junction, across the Stowfield Viaduct and towards the fourth tunnel of the weekend. This is a Cockpit Hill tunnel and is part of the Ross and Monmouth route. Right, so that's the Cockpit Hill tunnel just north of Lidbrook Junction station, and unfortunately we couldn't get inside, as you can see, but we think we've got some really good shots which we'll overlay and talk about at home perhaps. But yeah, some amazing shots. From here you can't see the curve. We've got the torch on the high beam, so we'll show you those shots, as in sorry, not high beam, the longest beam straight, and you can't see the curve.
No, it looks fairly straight, so the curve's got to be quite a way.
Yeah, so the curve must be quite a
Down
way
there,
in, because I thought it curved straight away to the left, but it doesn't. It looks very straight for probably a good 200 yards maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking rubbish and the map shows different, but right, on to where we go next. So this is the tunnel video, which we have to keep remembering. So next time, I don't know what the next time, Marystock,
I can't remember.
possibly Marystock tunnel, which looks again another amazing tunnel. So yeah, join us there in a bit. Right, forgive the water on the lens. Marystock tunnel, southern entrance. Inaccessible, obviously. Completely pitch black, interestingly. I didn't think that the tunnel was that long, like maybe 200-300 yards. I thought it was straight, and I thought they'd uncover the other end. So whether they just uncovered it and then blocked it off completely, because there's not a drop of light coming from that direction. Right, so we're going to take some pickies down there, get the torch down there as well, and see what we can see. Right, so that's Marystock. It does curve ever so slightly. We've got some good shots in there. It curves ever so slightly to the left, which is I guess why you can't see any light, plus combined with the fact they've probably got exactly the same setup the other end, which is breeze block with a gate. You could probably get under that gate, but we're not urban explorers.
On the last tunnel of the day, this particular tunnel really makes you wonder, at what point does a tunnel actually become a tunnel?
So we'd been to Synderford New, we'd been to Synderford Old, and we started walking west along the line towards Drybrook and down to Serridge, which was our last stop of that section of the line. Of course, along the way was this structure, and I call it a structure, as Rebecca says, because calling it a tunnel isn't perhaps justified. But nevertheless, we, for the purposes of this video, it's tunnel number 6. Okay, so you join us on this point where we have just reached it. We've just gone past Drybrook, and here is the structure. We think it was designed to stop stuff falling on the track. Above them, there is a significant timber area. Hold on, got a bike passing. Cheers. So yeah, that was, I believe, I mean, it's not long, so how just that little bit there was designed to protect the railway from all of the works above it, I don't know.
It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? We did read, but however true it was here to protect the railway from some works above, whether they were forestry works or quarry works, I don't know. But I'm really struggling to think that that's true. Because it's 50 foot long. Why this little 50 foot section? Who knows? They built a wall down there, they built a wall the same the other side.
Unless it was longer.
Do you know what as well?
That side is finished off, like you said.
Yeah.
That side isn't all the way along, look.
Yeah, maybe it was longer.
No, it was longer.
But there's no sign of it down there.
No, it's like that whole side's disappeared.
Yeah.
But
so if anyone knows what the real true story is of this, please tell us, because we'd love to know.
yeah.
Because this is quite a mystery, isn't it? But I'll tell you something else as well. It done half bow. Look at the shape of that tunnel there. Look at the shape of the end this side.
Yeah.
It's like, to my mind, it's leaned that way.
Yeah.
Sorry about the focus. I think, yeah, it's leaned a lot. So whether it's just poorly built, but it does look like it's leaned into the right. Anyway, what's that for, people? Let us know. So we had one last tunnel to look at. It was Sunday morning, we had plenty of time, and we decided that we were going to take a look at the Moseley, if I'm pronouncing that right, the Moseley Tunnel. So the Moseley Tunnel is 503 yards long and was built as part of the Mineral Loop line. So when the line became standard gauge, and I'm going to completely guess the date, 1878-ish, they decided to build this loop line, which would negate the need for reversing manoeuvres at Synderford Station. So essentially this was a freight only line, and it required a 503 yard tunnel. Probably the most interesting of the day for us, because we found a few old remnants and I want to say shafts. Yeah, we found some shafts and some buildings. So yeah.
So you join us as we started our search for the northern portal.
Right, so we're at the northern end first of Moseley Tunnel. We found a trackway down here which looks well used, and also well used by deer, I guess. Looks like deer footprints. We're going to try and see if we can get down to the entrance. It looks blocked up. I think maybe over there, Rebecca. Yeah, you're not going to jump off the edge of that. So Moseley Tunnel, northern portal, single track line on the Mineral Loop line. So this never saw passenger use. This was just for freight. Completely blocked up. We're not even going to be able to have a peer through with a torch or anything, because it's completely blocked. We will take the time to see if we can get to the southern entrance in a minute. What's also interesting about this one is we're stood sort of probably 15 feet higher than the actual track bed here, and we'd need to walk probably 100 metres that way to be able to walk down there. We're not going to do that because it's fairly boggy for zero reward.
If it was graded, you'd think actually it might be worth it. But
yeah, definitely, yeah. So that's a real shame. Holes in the top, presumably again for the bats, which is great. And yeah, so we're going to go off to the southern entrance and see if we can see anything up there. So we haven't got in the car, we are still parked by the northern entrance. We thought we were going to walk to the southern entrance, which is fine because I don't know how long the tunnel is, we may have overlaid it already by now, maybe 400 yards, 500 yards. Really weirdly, it says on the OS map, air shafts. And we kind of thought to ourselves, well, I've never seen a tunnel this short that I can remember have air shafts, plural, let alone one.
Yeah.
What would be the need for that? And so we're just walking now almost directly along the top of the tunnel. I think the tunnel was probably just here as the crow flies. And we're going to see if we can find anything. And having said that, Rebecca, I think there's something significant up there.
Oh yeah.
This looks really good. Right. Used to be like a all fresh masonry, fresh pointing. Used to be something there, didn't there? Right, we'd stick the camera over the top, but I think the top is now sealed as well. So look round this side to make sure we're not missing anything. Nope. That's a very, very interesting piece of railway history there. And again, it says plural. It says air shafts. So we're going to keep walking.
Oh, I bet the battery's going to die.
Right, Rebecca's going to... It looks from afar, it looks sealed over the top. Might not be. Rebecca's going to stick the camera as high as you can. Yeah, well, if it's open, you'll see it. Downside of the GoPro, which we have used a lot today, the batteries last 0 time. The battery on this camera today is still on 4 out of 4 bars. Right, so we had a look at the footage there, which we'll probably overlay for in a second, and it is completely covered, we think, with concrete. So we're now going to head that way, which is southwards. Yeah, we're going to head southwards and see if we can find the southern portal. We were trying to take a bit of a shortcut, go down there and down, but that's way too steep. You've still got the wall there, which is 20 feet, and maybe they're probably been a bit naive. I think there are maybe some old mines here because there's some corrugated. There's an entrance just there, and it's got corrugated iron on either side. So we are going to stick to the pathway, as we said, for fear of falling down a hole. Right, so we've come all the way down that hill from up there, all the way down across the top and down to here. We're a little bit sceptical about the ground we're stood on because we're not sure how safe it is. We're not gonna... The tunnel's that way. That's Rebecca, not the tunnel.
Again, not the tunnel. It's here.
And it's 150 yards that way. We've got another, until this embankment ends, we've got another 200 yards that way to go. You can't get down there because it's a sheer drop on both sides. They've lined it with masonry for the first 150 yards, and they've lined it with masonry all down there. Scrub everything we just said back there. We're now back on the track bed, 300 metres south of the tunnel, and I think your first assumption was right. So
ain't getting through that lot.
Yeah, Rebecca's Rebecca's concern was, that we're not going to get through a lot of the fallen trees that have now fallen across the line. Let's turn around so the viewers can see
all the fallen trees.
That looks okay, considering where we've just come from. I mean, it's supposedly riddled with holes and mines, and we didn't know that till we're sort of halfway in. And we're on the track bed, so we feel a bit safer. And there's loads of fallen trees up ahead. So whether we can do it or not, I don't know. We've come so far. My concern is we're not going to be able to get through that. It's boggy there, and there's trees falling across it and now form like a hedgerow. No chance. I thought if we came down this end, we'd be able to work our way back up to the tunnel, but we're not.
That's a bit too much.
It's too much, isn't it? For a shot of a tunnel. If we could get a shot in the tunnel, that would make it a bit more.
It's completely
concreted.
up.
So I feel really frustrated that we can't get to the tunnel entrance, and I feel like I've let our viewers down. But we are going to sadly have to turn back at this point.
On the upside, we still found it.
We did
and
find
we got
it.
a few pictures, and we got some video footage of it from above and to the kind of the side. So it wasn't a complete waste.
No, we did all right, didn't we?
Yes.
But we haven't got to the entrance, so yeah. Right, this is the end.
Severn!